gold. Yeah, I mean, this looks like, I don't know that this is an abandoned baby because it's a big candle. It's a big baby. But yeah, that's like a nice bounce there. It'd be really cool if this was, I don't know if it's technically bullish engulfing, if this closes higher than 2 days ago. But I think that'd be pretty good. And so my understanding, I don't have a position in GLD because it's over $100 a share, almost $200 a share. I've been stacking AAAU, which is just Goldman Sachs physical gold. And so, it's basically, the same pattern, exact same pattern, more or less. But it's $20 a share. And so I believe I added to this yesterday. Maybe I have this alert here because that's what I want to buy at. I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, I've been adding to this. I did have some silver. I offloaded some of that, but I trimmed, because it doesn't look as strong. But yeah, so I don't really know too much about gold, and really my understanding of it really comes from, watching Gareth Soloway. I wouldn't really be too interested in gold otherwise. But, it's just like here you see, I just view this as, you got a cup and handle and then break. But then if we look at this on a longer time scale, I wouldn't really notice this because it looks so ugly. Giant left shoulder, head, small right shoulder are getting this, bullish consolidation here. Again, yeah, so I mean, it's just like, we have this, cup, handle, cup, handle. And so, yeah, I mean, I think this is going to break to the upside. And, what he's talking about, what Gareth is talking about is, it's basically taking a measured move. And this is all stuff that I learn from watching his game plans every day, Monday through Friday. So I'd encourage checking that out because that's where I learn all this stuff. So basically from, the approximate low down here, right around $16, coming up to the top here, that is $4.30, 27%. And then, basically you just take that from the neckline, which I've marked by this blue dashed line, it looks like, right around $20.44. And so that measurement is where you would expect price to go. And so that's going to be putting it up at, around 25 bucks. 25% move, pretty good. We can do that with GLD as well. I think I've already done it actually. Let's see. Just didn't make it. Yes, that's going from, that's, yeah, 20% move. So, I mean, let's see, is that about the same? Yeah. Oh, man. I want to undo what I just did. There we go. All right. Yeah, so I mean, it looks like, ugly left shoulder, big head, ugly right shoulder, and then, up 20%, 21%, $40 there. So, whenever that breaks, and what you'll likely get is, if we do get a break and then we see some weakness, maybe around 200, psychologically, that makes sense. That will probably serve as resistance around $200. So we'll get a breakout, but that will serve as a fake out initially. And then we'll get a pullback, a retest of the neckline, confirming that as support, and then bouncing from there. So when this does break, wait for a cool off, wait for it to cool in. And what I should do is I should put an alert here at, let's see, what was the high? I'll do an alert at, and to be honest, I have too many alerts. I need to go through my alerts and turn them off, turn a lot of them off. I'll do 192. So if that goes above 192, that would be getting above, not above, but getting close to the high here of 193.18. And I'm surprised I don't have an alert on this one. So that is like, just put an alert at 2050. Above 2050. And so, yeah, I mean, that looks like it's going to be breaking out at some point. And so Really, I mean, you can think of why isn't it breaking out? This is a gift. This is an opportunity to dollar cost average into a position, whether that's daily, weekly, whatever, however you want to do it. I do it weekly, pretty small position, but it's just really to, give myself some exposure to gold. And really, like, we're talking about the SQQQ, the top of the market. When we hit that top, this stuff's going to come down, or this stuff's going to go up. When we hit the top of the market, it's going to be, this is a counterplay to that. People are going to move their money from the market into gold. I am just going to go over GDX real quick. This, let's see. Yeah, I did my analysis. Oh, and this is on the weekly. So let's see here. Yeah, I mean, this could be, it's possible. I don't know that there's like, maybe from the lows here, just to give. Maybe that's like a left shoulder, double head, right shoulder. Maybe I went over this in the video I just did on this recently. But yeah, so I mean, if that is if there's a measured move on that, that would be bringing price down too. I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think it's $22. So yeah, I mean, and that would correspond with this bottom over here. But I don't think that this is going to happen. I mean, I hadn't really been thinking about gold miners much. But then, learn about gold miners and stuff from Gareth Soloway. And he's, really, he knows his stuff. Sometimes early, sometimes late, whatever. But this seems like, yeah, I mean, I'm under the impression that this is not a head and shoulders pattern because it looks ugly. Also, too, this does look like, excluding this blip up here, this pretty big blip, this does look like an ascending wedge or ascending triangle. And, so I think really, what we want to see is like this level hold as support. So, I mean, really, if we see a close below $27, that's, getting down here, then I think that's a bad sign. But really, we want to look for two closes because we want confirmation of a breakdown. I think NEO is a great example of that. I'm going to do a video on NEO later today. During the stream, notice that I could have adjusted a line. I adjusted it, looked like the bottom was in, broke lower than it. That was a fake out. We did not get confirmation. Now it's up today. So, yeah, I mean, as of right now, it's respecting this line. If it closes at $27, damn it, I gotta sort through my alerts and just do like only the ones I talk about on streams or, make videos on. Those are the only ones I need to pay attention to. But yeah, $27. And, that would be like a gap fill over here. So maybe that would make sense, but for it to go down that low on a day and then bounce back the next day, because like right here, it's like I've got this level, $29. That's key. We close above $29. It's going to the moon. Okay, what happened on February 1st? Close at $29.03. It closed above $29. It's going to the moon based on my understanding of this. Nope. Drops 3.5% the next day, almost 2.5% the next day, and then we're down here. So you gotta wait for that confirmation. And if in the video that I made, I had suggested that we need to get a close above 29, we need to have two closes. Always two closes. You gotta get that confirmation. Yeah, because like right here too. Here's another example. It's like on December 11th. We just cannot have a close below $29 on December 11th. Oh my gosh, we hit a low of $28.61. It went below $29. I've got to exit my position. But it didn't close below $29. It closed at $29.07. Then the following day, December 12th, we get a close below $29. It closed at 28.39. It's going to plummet now. That's it. I'm out. And then the next day, it rallies over 6%, and you then missed out on, if you sold the low, on a almost 14% run up. And so, yeah, I mean, it's all psychology. It's all, how do we scare people out? How do we scare people out while also giving a signal that it's going to rally? And so right now, yeah, and oh, another way that we could do that is, we can make this ugly head and shoulders looking pattern, but really respect this uptrending line. And yeah, so I think that a lot of it's psychology, and that, man, yeah. So hopefully the bottom is in here, but I just keep an eye out for a close below 27, and then put that on your radar for the next day to see if it closes below 27 again.